you look at this snake and you tell me that again. There's not one speck of dirtiness to this snake. This snake is outstanding.
Oosh. Hi guys, I'm Paul from Urban Constrictors. This is vlog number 2. Like I said in my last video, week in, week out I'm going to do a vlog every single Thursday, so this is number 2, as I promised. So this one is titled Dirty Pastel, and there's a good reason behind that. Basically, I want to do a video and a talk on pastels, and then we're going to look up close and personal at some of what I'm talking about, so hang around for that. So first and foremost, the reason I'm doing this video is because I'm hearing more and more people say, I don't want pastel in this combination, that combination, and more recent months in the clown combination. Now, because I work with clown a lot and I've got a lot of pastel, I very fast gathered an opinion on this, and not necessarily agreed with what people are saying. So I want to highlight why pastel is important in the clown combination and why also it isn't. So we're going to look at both sides of the spectrum. So when I'm thinking of creating the snake of my dreams, bear in mind my phone's just going. So when I'm thinking of creating a snake, I'm going to blend this combination with that combination and aim for this combination, and then that is the goal. Once you get to that goal, you then start to look at ways and means to improve it. Now, I refer to breeding snakes a lot like cooking or baking a cake or something like that. If you've got someone that bakes cakes for a living and you give him 3 ingredients, let's say flour, sugar and water, he's going to struggle to really make anything quite spectacular, but maybe he might be able to make something that's semi-edible. Now, you give him 2 more ingredients and you open his horizon up to making something more impressive. You give him, let's say, another 5 ingredients, and then kind of the world's his oyster. He bakes a beautiful cake, maybe decorates it really nice, and then he's hit his goal. But then what does he do? After he's sampled that cake a few times, a bit like you looking at your snake a few times, you're like, wow, I finally done it, I've hit it. You're looking at it, and then you start to think how to improve it. So that chef, that pastry chef or whatever, will then start to think, well, if I add this ingredient or maybe take that one away, we're going to improve things. Maybe some extra decoration, anything like that. Now, when you mix these snakes together, when you're blending combinations together, you hit obviously you hit your goal, and then you simply look at ways to improve it. Now, I asked someone recently why they didn't want a pastel in their clown combination, and it said because they don't age well, they are dirty pastels. It kind of made me laugh. Now, that's true in a lot of respects, because many years ago pastels cost an awful lot of money, and we have to remember that. So some people early on just got what they was given. You know, if there was 5 or 10 pastels available on the market at the time, you wasn't really being super choosy on quality. Now we have got 1,000, maybe even 1,000,000 available pastels across the world to choose from. So when I started, because when I started I was buying, if I saw a pied and I wanted a pied, I'd buy it. I wouldn't even really take too much note on how it looked. I didn't really know that quality breeds quality then, and you really had to look deep into just how good quality that was, and from reputable people. So after maybe 2 years, and I was just kind of pairing this snake with that snake to make this snake, to sell a few, to hold a few back. There was no real vision, there was no real goal, nothing was really clear. After that, I had to take a step back, and I've talked about this in past videos, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I had to take a step back because I was basically going down like a one-way road to nothing, to no success or nothing. So then I started to look at, and I had about 3 or 4 pastels at this time, but weirdly I bought a really busy pastel. It had fantastic colour, but it was a lemon pastel. It was really busy, and I chose that one because it was my best one to go into my clown combinations. Now, when you look at the snakes I've hatched, the clowns, the pieds and everything else, and non-recessives, when you look at them, you'll see the yellow come up the back of the neck and break off to form a Y shape, because it's the lemon line of pastel. So I have basically fine-tuned all my pastels to have the lemon line. So when you look at at mine, when you look at mine, they age a lot better, just like a lot of people's do. When you look at my adult female pastel clown, she's deep in shed. She's currently paired to a super orange dream yellow belly disco, so I can't show her, but I will show her, and she has been in past videos, so some of you might know who I'm talking about. But when you look at her and her sisters, they are, you know, to blow my own trumpet, they are outstanding. They are amongst the best around, certainly from what I have seen. So their offspring, I think each clutch you get one, or always one, that's better than mum and dad. So when you get a clutch, you get your absolute killer morph, and that's the one, that's the combination, that's the actual individual that you need to keep, should it be male or female, unless male just really doesn't work because maybe his dad's the exact same. But when you're hatching females and one of them is truly outstanding, and you've got someone chomping at the bit to buy it, don't sell it, keep it, because that will pay dividends down the road. So because I'm financially stable, I'm not a rich person, but I'm financially stable, I've never had to sell the ones I wanted to keep. So I've built a nice collection, I've grown a nice collection, and it is more now than ever. It's really showing in the offspring. Like I said, we're going to take a closer look soon. So people saying dirty pastel, I disagree. I strongly disagree, because pastel has its place, just like every single combination has its place in this industry. So one of the things I wanted to highlight is, if you look at the highway and then you look, or the freeway, you look at the highway and the freeway, and then you look at the pastel highway and the pastel freeway. The pastel brings yellows that are just truly stunning, and it brings the blues out. Now blue is a on the colour spectrum, blue's a very hard one to manipulate, replicate and bring out, but pastel is the key to that, mixed with them combinations, because obviously if you take the gravel away, you're not going to create them blues. But if you look at some of my pastel fire het clowns, one's owned by Nikki, when that was hatched, that had some blues. I put a Facebook picture up and I said the blues are real. As it's aging, the blues are fading out, but the blues are real, and this, I think pastel is the key, because there's no gravel, there's no yellow belly. So I think pastel, it just needs to be manipulated and tapped into in the right way to bring them blues out, to bring that true, almost like a lightning bolt to the snake. So when you look at the pastel highway, the pastel freeway, the pastels put the non-pastel versions to shame. Now think about adding pied, clown or anything else, not your dark morphs. So if you wanted to create a Mojave GHI clown, don't add pastel. Pastel is going to bring some colour that you're not really looking for. You're looking for that darkness, that more like dramatic darkness. So pastel isn't going to be your friend. In that combination, you're going to want to add red stripe, chocolate, maybe gravel, or a black pastel, cinnamon, anything like that to bring that darkness, to bring that sort of dramaticness to the snake. But you start to think about highways, freeways, stuff like that. Now Brilliant Mutation Creation is leading the way in some people's opinions, and certainly mine, with the freeway. Billy's freeways are amazing, and you look at his, I think it's an NG Orange Dream freeway, it is stunning, but in my opinion, if he added pastel to that, I think he would basically polish it, he would fine tune it, because when Orange Dream is mixed with certain combinations, their blacks aren't true blacks, they're more of an extremely deep brown. Now on the colour chart, if you look at brown and orange, they're closely related. Now I think if the colours are within a certain boundary, I think they seep into each other much more easily, sorry. But you add pastel to that, it sharpens the blacks really, really deep. It polishes them to make a really nice, like really sharp black, not your kind of slightly lighter browny black. It's a deep dark black. Now if I had that snake, if I was fortunate enough to own that snake, I would add, certain genes to it, but pastel would be one of them, because I'd want to see how it would react. You would sacrifice some of the orange, it would bring a slightly lighter orange. But if you look at the bumblebee and you look at an Orange Dream Bumblebee is outstanding. It is special. you do create a more canary yellow in that combination, but you look at the blacks, they are sharper, they are more defined. The border from the yellow to the black, it's on a razor's edge. It is sharp. But you look at Bumblebee, and you see pixelations from the blacks to the yellows. You see pixelation where there's interruptions. So I think when you think of these snakes, don't just think this snake's pretty, I'm going to replicate it. You need to kind of look at it, analyse it, almost in a sort of obsessive way, and think about what you can do to really improve it and sharpen it all up. Pastel is certainly one of them genes. So because I want to make the Highway Clown and the Highway Pied, I'm pairing my Gravel 100% Het Pied to a Superfly Clown to absolute categorically guarantee I get Pastel in every single baby. I don't necessarily need it in them all, I only need it in one, but obviously because he's Het Pied, all the babies will only be 50% possible Het Pieds. So to guarantee Pastel and obviously Gravel in as many as I can, Pastel will be in them all, obviously because it's a super. But if I have 3 to choose from, I'll probably just keep them all. So hopefully I'll end up with a Pastel, Gravel, and hopefully Fire, 100% Het Clown, and obviously 100% Het Pied. So when you're thinking about Pastel, don't rule it out just yet, guys. Think about the longer road. Open your horizon. Open your eyes, widen your horizon, and kind of think about where you're going to be in 5 years' time, not just this year. So if you're thinking, I want a Firefly Clown, that's not the end goal. You're going to go further and further and further. And like I said, if you're going to want to go for the deeper, darker morphs, like the Magma, for instance, adding Pastel to that, I don't think it's going to really do wonders for that combination. I don't think Pastel works very well in Banana because it lightens, it sacrifices them really rich oranges and purples, and it kind of washes it out. But when you're working with certainly Fire, Pastel and Fire blend very well together. It makes more of a canary yellow and a cleaner snake. So we're going to take a closer look at them now, and hopefully I'll be able to explain a little bit more about what I'm talking about. Okay guys, cheers. Right guys, so just before I film this segment, I'll just show you yesterday's filming of this video. It went a little bit like this. Into it, bleeding out and making a less visually pleasing animal. So I smashed my iPhone, so I filmed the first part on my digital SLR, and this is on my iPhone X again, so I'll have to get that fixed. Anyway, so here's my Pastel Fire Leopard Clown. So in my opinion, she is truly stunning. She definitely has her place in my collection, and her combination is going to be very valuable with Pastel down the line. As they age, they will get a little bit of dirtiness, but you can see just from the quality of this snake, the colours are truly stunning. Now, I honestly don't believe this snake would ever be classed as dirty in anyone's opinion. Dirty in colour, I think everyone would agree she is stunning. Now, don't get me wrong, the Leopard Fire Clown is truly spectacular also, so taking away the Pastel, you're still going to get a stunningly visual snake. But when I get the Gravel into this, because I want the Fire present as well as the Pastel and obviously the Clown, I think this is going to pay dividends down the line, and then we're going to be able to bring out the kind of blues along these more of sort of grey tones. When she was hatched, you see, and this is what you got to think about, when she was hatched, this dorsal was like a silvery colour, and as it ages, it goes more to more like a brownie colour. Now, mixing certain combinations and blending combinations together, we're going to kind of try and aim to keep that more of that silvery blue tone. So, Pastel, I do honestly believe is key to that, and because so many of us do have Pastels in our Clown combinations, a lot of you have obviously got a great head start in doing what I'm talking about, should you
choose to kind of follow along. So like I said, that's snake number one, and we'll take a look at maybe some non-visuals. And when I said non-visuals, I obviously meant non-visual clowns. So if you follow the channel, you will have seen this amazing female. Now the Joe is out on her true genetics. I know she's super pastel. I know she's either leopard or spot nose. Now you're probably thinking, oh, leopard. She is obviously leopard, but when you mix super pastel, I forgot to mention there's fire in there as well, and she's 100% het for clown. When you mix leopard and spot nose into super pastel fire, you kind of create something very similar to this. And because the pastel spot nose saw this her mother too, I don't know which snake got the clutch, but so I do think she's leopard, but time will tell. She's a holdback, so I'll get to find that out down the line. So again, we're not looking at any dirtiness. If this was a different combination, we'd see that Y I talked about on the back of the neck. She's just absolutely stunning. She's outstanding. Now, so to move away from the het clowns and clown combinations, I'm just going to feature a pied or two just to show you what kind of pastel is brought to the table in them. Right guys, so next up we've got this truly stunning, his colour is getting a much deeper, which I actually thought it would get lighter with age, so I'm pleased about that, because the lighter they get, the kind of more washed out they get at a later date. But we're seeing the Y on the back of the neck like I explained. So for those of you who don't know, the lemon pastel line is typical Y like this. So this is a pastel yellow belly fire pied that I hatched. He's a male, just growing them up to start breeding. He's just stunning. Now, yeah, he will gather some noise as he gets older, but I don't think anybody would really say this is a dirty looking combination as well. So he will be an asset to my breeding collection later down the line. The colours are beautiful, the oranges. So the goal with this kind of snake is probably orange dream, to bring them oranges out. And these blacks are very, very deep, but with orange dream and the pastel working together, we'll bring more of the orange and a deeper, sharper black. So it will make a more visually pleasing snake. And then I'd probably pair into a female dreamsicle or something just to create this in the dreamsicle version. So that would be nice. So because this video is getting on a little bit, I'm just going to show you one more snake, and then we'll end it there. Cheers. Right guys, the snake I actually chose to show you is deep in shed, so I decided to show you this as a bit of a bonus feature. Moving away from pastel, believe it or not, the whole point of the video was pastel, and this snake's got no pastel in, but I wanted to give you a little update. This is the ivory leopard. This comes from a high intensity ivory line, well, high intensity yellow belly line. So when you think of an ivory, for those of you who don't know, it's an ivory coloured snake. It is basically pure off-white. It is off-white, but it is just white from head to tail, with a little bit of clouding around the head. Adding leopard, you just create this yellow and blue snake. It is even blue down here. What's really interesting is you've got this canary yellow just kind of creating all this wacky leopardy pattern, but blue. So this snake, when it's ready, hopefully I will have created the gravel pastel leopard. Yeah, the gravel pastel leopard, and obviously be posset pied by then, to put to this, to make a pastel highway leopard posset pied. I think I named them all, but anyway, this little update for you for this snake. She is just amazing, and this is one of the snakes that if she never ever bred, she'd still just be an amazing animal to own. The blues are insane, and I honestly think to bring these out, pastel is going to play a part, looking at the highway and freeway combinations, or should I say the pastel highway and the pastel freeway combinations. So yeah, that's it for now guys. That's my take on the dirty pastel gene. Hope you agree, and if you don't, I fully respect it. We all are doing our own thing, let's face it, but don't count pastel out just yet, because I think you may regret it later down the line. Hope everyone's having a fantastic 2019 season, or the start of the season. I've got a clutch on the ground and more on its way. just for those of you who don't know, if you are wanting to see my availability list, go on to urbanconstrictors.co.uk, check the availability page, and I've also now created our business Facebook page, Urban Constrictors, so please like and follow along if you will, and if you've also got a business page, send me a private message on there and I will follow you along your path too. So once again guys, I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.